Hi, my name is Vinh, and welcome to the Masterclass, where you're going to learn how to amplify the best parts of who you are. Now, before we begin this class, I want to share with you a little bit about who I am. I'm part entrepreneur, I'm also part magician, and I'm part communication skills, public speaking skills teacher. And to share with you just a quick story about me, about 10 years ago, I was in university and I was fulfilling the Asian prophecy. I was studying commerce and law. I was studying to become an accountant. And I remember it's a 5-year degree, and about 4.5 years into the 5-year degree, I came home and I told my parents the following. So just imagine you were there. I came home 6 months to go in the degree. And I came home and I said, Mum, Dad, I love you, but I'd like to quit university. And I remember my mum, she immediately starts crying, and she knew that if she cries, my dad gets pissed off. So clearly my dad got a little bit upset, and I remember him walking up to me and with all the wisdom in his eyes, he looks at me with a slightly pissed off face and he says, "What the hell? You want to read a Harry Potter? No!" As a result, I no longer like Harry Potter. But you see, long story short, after many discussions and many conversations, my parents decided to support me. I wanted to quit university and actually pursue the path of becoming a magician. And this is where everything kind of comes together. Because why is a magician teaching communication skills? And this is where I'm going to bring you towards my whiteboard here, which I'm going to teach you something very important. You see, in the world of magic, magicians have a false belief. And we believe that success comes from getting very good at technical SKE. So let me explain. So we believe that we'll achieve success if we get really good at the technical SKE. And what I mean by technical SKE stands for skill, knowledge, and experience. And again, this is a false belief, and I'll show you why in a moment. But magicians believe that for us to become extremely successful in our careers, we need to have great technical knowledge, great technical skill, and great technical experience. And look, this is true, but it's not the complete picture. There's another ingredient you need. However, because of this belief, magicians spend thousands of hours working on their sleight of hand. So if you join me on another camera for a moment, I'm going to give you a bit of an experience of what sleight of hand and technical ability alone looks like. So join me over here. Join me at the close-up table right here. If you were here, I'd love to give you the opportunity to inspect these cards, and you can shuffle them yourselves, but unfortunately you're not here, so I'm going to have to shuffle them on your behalf. Now, one of the most difficult things to do sleight of hand wise is to locate all the aces in the pack. So in a shuffled pack, you'll notice there's an ace there, there's an ace towards the middle, there's an ace kind of towards the front, and then there's another ace somewhere that I didn't happen to see. But there are 4 aces. And the idea of this is you give the packet of cards to somebody else, they shuffle it, they give it back to you, you have to locate them. An extremely difficult piece of sleight of hand. So just with technical skill, I will show you what that looks like. Just like so. This is just technical skill alone, nothing else. And with this, what you have to take away from that is, hopefully you can already see that technical skill, technical knowledge, technical experience alone is not enough. Especially in the world of magic, and I'm going to relate it to your world in just a moment. But let me prove it to you that this is not enough. Just having this ingredient is not enough. It's still missing one more ingredient, and I'll prove it to you with the following analogy. You see, you may be a 10 out of 10 at what you do, technically. So you may be maybe a 10 out of 10, a 10 out of 10. However, if your ability to communicate is a 2 out of 10, do you think people then perceive you to be a 10 out of 10 or a 2 out of 10? And the reality is, you are only as good as you can communicate. So what that means is you may be an expert, you may have all the value trapped inside of you, but if you cannot communicate that with clarity across to another human being, they will not be able to see your value. The same problem happens for magicians. We spend thousands of hours building our technical skill, practicing sleight of hand in our bedroom, and then we kind of sit there and wonder why people don't book us as magicians and why am I not more successful as a magician? And it's because we need one more ingredient to become successful. And the second ingredient that is required to become successful is what magicians call showmanship. And showmanship is a fancy word for communication skills. That's all that it is. It's a fancy word for communication skills. And as you can see by my example before, it's that you may be this good at what you do, but if you can only communicate this well, people don't perceive you to be this good, they perceive you to be this good. What showmanship does and what communication skills actually does is it helps you amplify the best parts of who you are, to show the marketplace what value you can truly provide. As a leader, as a salesperson, as a technician, regardless of your role, we have to improve our communication skills so that we can amplify the best parts of who we are. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you an example of technical skills combined with showmanship, and then you let me know what you think of the experience. So here we go. The question I get asked most as a magician is, do magicians cheat in the casino? And the answer is absolutely. We absolutely do. And we used to do this heavily during the 1960s, the 1970s, before high definition cameras were introduced. And there are two core moves that magicians use to cheat in the casino. I've spent 6 months of my life learning these, and I'm gonna show you what they look like. And I promise there are no camera tricks involved here. So watch very carefully. This is the 8 of clubs. Don't take your eyes off this. 1, 2, 3. Turns into the 7 of diamonds. This move freaks casinos out, because all magicians have to do is wave their hands over the top of the card and they can instantly change them. And this is why casinos created the rule. You're not allowed to cover cards. You're not allowed to cover cards at the casino table. If you're seen covering the cards, you get 1 warning. Second time, you're kicked out of the casino. So the magicians couldn't really use that move anymore. And what magicians then did was we created another move where we don't have to cover the cards, yet they will still change. A bold statement, I know, but I'll back it up with action. So watch the jack very carefully. I won't cover the jack and it's going to change. 1, 2, don't take your eyes off it. If I shake it like this, it changes to the 5 of diamonds. This move scares the crap out of the casinos. And more than this, magicians cannot just deceive the person's eyes. Magicians also have to deceive their mind. This is why magicians have to learn linguistic patterns to be able to deceive and misdirect your attention. So I'll give you an example of misdirection, even though you're watching this through the camera. So if, let's say you were here, I'd let you pick a card, and let's say you picked one. You go, oh, Vin, I'd like this one. Oh, sure, free choice. You've got the 10 of clubs. Please don't take your eyes off the 10 of clubs. I'm going to show you 3 times, okay? So don't take your eyes off the 10 of clubs. I'm going to show you 3 times. Here we go. Once, twice. I'm going to push it forward just slightly so you can see it. One last time. 10 of clubs, not spades. 10 of clubs. And if I take the 10 of clubs and watch as I push it all the way in, watch closely. All right, did you see the 10 of clubs go in my mouth? You see, when magicians learn how to fool your eyes and then misdirect your mind, they can cheat as much as they want. And moral of the story really here is, don't gamble with me. Brilliant. That's an example of how powerful magic becomes when you combine great technical skills, great technical knowledge, and great technical experience with great showmanship, with great communication skills. These are the necessary ingredients for us to become professional and successful as magicians. But this completely applies to your world, in the professionals world. Far too often as a speaker, When I travel the world and speak, I see so many technically brilliant people who are missing this ingredient, the ingredient of great communication skills. So in this masterclass, what we're going to do is we're going to teach you the foundations of great communication skills to help you amplify the best parts of who you are. Let's dive a bit deeper into communication skills and the two components that really makes up great communication skills. So communication skills. And when you break down communication skills into its most basic form, there are two core areas to start with. The first is visual image. And visual image is your body language and the way you dress. This tends to be the area we spend most of our time on. I mean, even within visual image, we tend to spend most of our time on how we dress, how we appear, how we do our hair, for example, more so than body language. But this is the area that we are aware of. The area that we are not aware of when it comes to communication skills is the area called vocal image. And vocal image is very important. And the reason why it's called visual image and vocal image is when you dress a certain way and when you move in a certain way with your body language, it creates an image in people's minds. And also when you speak and you reveal your vocal image, that also creates an image in people's minds. And we have to start building that awareness. When people see me and when they hear me, what image am I forming in their minds? And when you think about the whole visual image component, it's like we tend to say, oh, we shouldn't judge a book by its cover. However, the ugly books are the ugly ones that stay on the bookshelf and people never buy them. How you dress matters, and how you move and how you use your body language, all of these things matter. And you have to understand that when people see you, and they see you from afar, the clothes you're wearing and your posture that you have, they make assumptions about who you are as a person. So when they see you, they see the visual image, they make assumptions about who you are as a person. They assume when they look at you, oh, this person looks like a professional, they're in a suit. This person looks like they're an expert. This person looks confident because of the way they're holding their posture. But these are all assumptions. These are just assumptions. The moment you reveal your vocal image, they will turn those assumptions into beliefs. So again, they may see you and make these wonderful assumptions about who you are as a person. They look friendly, they look like an expert, they look like they're an authority. However, again, those are just assumptions. And then if you reveal your vocal image, they can immediately turn those assumptions into different beliefs. What we have to learn how to do is how to make sure we style ourselves visually in a way that creates the best assumptions. But then how to also style ourselves vocally so that they turn those great assumptions now into solid beliefs. Now I believe this person is an expert. Now I believe this person is trustworthy. Now I believe they're friendly and that they have a lot of value and that they are successful, for example. So this is the area that most people don't spend time on. They don't think about it at all. This is probably the first time you've come across the two words vocal image put together like this. And what I plan to do is that I really want to be able to teach you how to style yourself vocally to create the best vocal image possible. And to do this, we have to learn the vocal foundations. When people look at a great communicator, they tend to think, oh, it's impossible to be able to be a great communicator. It's too difficult. It's way too difficult. But that's just not true. It's an illusion. The reason you think it's difficult is simply because you don't know how. It's simply because you've never spoken to a communication teacher. I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to demystify what makes a great communicator by breaking it down into 5 core foundational areas.